thank you again to Cinelis, who've been so, making us into a nice family, and to you guys who welcome me to your bosom, so to speak.
Thank you, Lloyd.
Troma likes bosom. We love bosom.
So Lloyd, take a look behind.
For the high humor. Sophisticated humor.
We have something behind you, Lloyd.
Boy, now, just wait a minute here. Oh, heavens. Well, on behalf of the Tomahawk tribe, on whose sacred burial ground this building was built, the Tomahawks, we pass the mop to the future.
Oh.
The Beacon Lair.
You got it. Passing of the mop.
Wow.
All right, we're going to get into the movie here, Megan, and I'm going to start with you here. When you knew you were going to make your own toxic Avenger movie, what did you want to tackle first?
The important thing, I think when people are, if they're a fan of the original and they're telling someone who hasn't seen it to check it out, I think what they're probably talking about is it's so funny, it's so chaotic, it's so over the top. So it was more like the vibe of the original that we wanted to carry into this one. I didn't feel like we wanted to do the exact same story beat for beat because the first one is so singular and it's done so perfectly. It's like, why follow in those exact footsteps? But I felt like if we could get the spirit and the heart of the original with a new character, with a new journey, then that would be the best way into it. So I wanted it to feel like the original as much as possible, you know?
In order to make it feel like the original, did you have any non-negotiables from the outset?
Well, I mean, you knew that he had to have a tutu, you knew that he had to have a mop, and I was pretty insistent that it was gonna be a performer in a suit, in other words. Like, we didn't want to do a CGI version. I felt like that's what people would expect, would be a performer in a suit. Wanted it to be rated R, just so that it could have the goopy goodness that people would expect. And I also, you know, I feel like those originals are actually, for all the kid getting run over by a car and all this going on, they're very sweet. You know, there's a real sweetness to them, and I wanted to carry that over as well too, and have it be, in spite of all the blood and guts, or in addition to the blood and guts, a warm-hearted movie.
Speaking of the original, Lloyd, what is the special sauce of the original film that has appealed to fans and kept them coming back for more than 4 decades?
Well, the word of mouth. We're a tiny company, and the oligopoly of the studios that runs the rating board, the censoring board, they chopped off Totsy's legs. They took 20 minutes out of the original, whereas Canada won 45 seconds. So the movie got screwed. But eventually, people were able to get the director's cut with the full head crushing that I think Spielberg used in his next film, and Scorsese's been using his crushings too now. But finally, the word of mouth, you can't buy it. Rupert Murdoch, with all the money, he cannot buy word of mouth. You can't do it. It's got to be the fans. And it's thanks to the fans that thrown us here for 52 years. Thank you.
Elijah, I want to go to you next. You've been a consistent champion of the horror genre in all forms, from blockbuster to indie, film to TV, for many years. Why do you love the horror genre so much? What is it about it?
I love horror and genre in general because of the possibilities. You know, I think it's genre film, which horror is a part of, allows for anything creatively in ways that you're restricted a little bit, if it's something that feels like a standard drama or a standard comedy. And I love those restrictions being lifted. This movie is filled to the brim with ideas and fun and playing with the medium. And this wouldn't be possible if it was sort of confined within a sort of box. And that's what I love about genre. And it constantly changes and morphs, and so many brilliant directors that we have come to know and love started in genre because it's cheap and easy to produce, and you can kind of, it's the thing that you make with your friends, and you grab a camera and a high 8 or Super 8 or whatever, like Steven Spielberg did, and then you make kind of horror movies, and you cut your teeth on those things, and that sort of, it gives you the tools to explore. I don't know. There's a lot of imagination in genre.
As horror characters go, your character Fritz is instantly iconic, I would say. Where do you see your character Fritz going from here?
Well, I don't want to ruin anything for anybody who hasn't seen the film, but he's got there's a beating heart in there. He's doing his brother's dirty work. He's managing the Killer Nuts. You'll come to know who the Killer Nuts are when you see the film. Great band. I don't know, he probably continues to manage the Nuts after this, and I don't know, we'll see. I believe that he's got a real heart, though.
You're in for a treat, Fritz, I'm telling you. Taylor Page, the chemistry between you and Toxie, it's one of the best parts of the movie.
Thank you.
Mario. What is the most fun part of playing across a wildly unpredictable character like Toxie?
Keeping me on my toes, being able to talk a little, I guess I shouldn't say S-H-I-T, right? But I just spelled it. Spontaneity. And this guy. We have a little ongoing beef, so. Peter.
Yeah. You and I have a beef? Sorry, we're going to clear some air in front of all you people.
In front of all of you.
Taylor and I,
It's amazing.
It's great on screen, it's amazing. Jacob, folks who watch this movie are going to quickly realize that you've got some pretty good dance moves. Though, to me, it feels like you're holding back for much of the movie. Is that right? Where has this dancing talent been?
It came from nowhere, really. We're just really having fun with it, and I will say, part of this film for me was just having a really good time on set, and I think you can really see that through the end picture. I think for me, the one thing I draw from for playing in this this role, and specifically this dance sequence, was Napoleon Dynamite, definitely. Just the way he was able to just let go and get into the groove and just pretend there was no one there, I think was just so awesome. And I just had such a great time doing that and just figuring out the choreography and just what I can do to make it look weird, but just fun,
Did you get to do your own choreography for some of the scenes?
Yeah, we worked with a choreographer who was really good, and it was all on Zoom too, because this was during COVID, so it was literally just me in my hotel room. Just I cleared the space, running around my hotel room, just figuring out whatever weird movements I can do that this kid would do, and it was really fun. And then the day we shot was incredible to finally get to put it all together. And I'm really excited for everyone to see it. It's really neat. Thank you.
Great answer. All right, Peter, time for you here.
Peter.
wow, you don't have to.
A visit to your IMDb page reveals that you played kings, tyrants, and heroes, but never a mop-wielding super mutant. What was it about this role and this character that drew you the most?
Well, I've never played a mop-wielding superhero, so here we go. No, this guy right here, the creator of the original, I grew up in New Jersey. Yes! Sometimes, unfortunately, environmental concerns are still an ongoing thing now so more than ever. But sort of the great way to get into that is through satire, through the back door, and you reach a lot of people that way, through humor. And I was such a huge fan of Macon Blair as a person and his work that this just felt so perfect and necessary and needed. And yeah, it was an easy yes.
Now, when I was talking to you right before this panel,
I've played a tyrant.
say that again?
I've played a tyrant? I don't remember playing a tyrant. Okay. You said I played a tyrant. What tyrant did I play? An elf? I beg your pardon. I don't remember my character's name, but he was no tyrant.
This is the
He
ongoing
was a
beat.
book publisher. How dare you?
It's Tyrion.
That provides
He's saying Tyrion.
children your households with Christmas love every year. All right. Miles Finch, tyrant.
In speaking with you all prior to this panel, you all spoke really warmly about working with Macon. Clearly, a director you all respect. Peter, can you kind of encapsulate?
Yes, Mr. Blair. Yes, Mr. Blair.
Make it good.
Can you kind of describe what makes Macon such a special director?
Well, he's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
It's really fun to work with an actor. We have a consideration, actors have a consideration for what we go through. Our bodies are our instruments. I don't want to talk shit about you right
face
now.
this
I
way.
want
You
us
can-
to enjoy
No,
the
tell me.
film. Okay, he sucks. No. Macon is kind and considerate and gracious and open to ideas and collaborating, and it could be the stupidest idea and he's like, okay, let's try it. And then he's like, we're doing that. And it's just, it's inspiring, it's expansive, it's fun. We're having fun, we're making movies.
I love how Macon sees the world. And that's like true of all the artists and I love about how they see the world. They see the world from a different angle. And I think that's inspired and makes for great art.
That's getting really...
Amen.
I don't know.
Great human, great writer. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
He's really good at basket weaving.
Knows how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. Very particular about it. And cheeseburgers, actually. Quite particular about cheeseburgers.
Macon, was there any practical effect or scene that was particularly disgusting or challenging to execute?
Like how we...
There is one. Are we doing spoilers? We can do spoilers, right? Yeah, why not?
Your call.
There was one. I mean, nothing was disgusting. It was all like the briar patch for me because when we were first teaching ourselves how to make movies as kids, before we were getting into story or lighting or anything like that, it was about special effects, like how to do makeup and blood and guts and that sort of stuff. And so this was like a return to, you know, making a movie in 7th grade with your buddies in that respect, which was a lot of fun. So it wasn't disgusting, but there was one where, let's see, just to skirt around a spoiler, where somebody ends up, say, hypothetically head first in the engine block of a car, and it gets turned on, and they get kind of ground up, sort of Cuisinart style. And that was just a lot of moving parts and pumping fluids that we had to coordinate. It took a lot of trial and error, but we finally got it right. But it was, yeah, that was probably the steepest hill to climb.
Lloyd, fans love an Easter egg, and this movie is packed with a lot of Easter eggs. Did you have a favorite callback in the movie?
The commissioner of the great city of New York is in the audience, and I'm lucky enough to be married to her, but Macon has a store in the Tromaville Street called Pat's Butcher Shop, I believe,
Yeah.
which is, if you've been married for 51 years, it was perfect thing. By the way, may I say something? Speaking of Toxic Avenger and Comic-Con, it's a long haul, obviously, but we stand on, I'm 80 years old, we stand on the shoulders of many great filmmakers. But we had help from two major comic con people. Stan Lee, with whom I was friendly for 50 years, who got the Toxic Avenger comic book done and all sorts of stuff for us. And we wrote a script, almost a script that these guys are going to make, Night of the Witch. But also Roger Corman, who's also a 50-year friend who helped Troma a lot and helped us meet people, and is the executive producer of Lily Hayes Kaufman's new movie, Occupy Cannes, about the Cannes Film Festival. And Toxie's got a major part in it. Not the beautiful Toxie, but not the better Toxie, but the old Toxie is in that movie. But anyway, Stan Lee and Roger Corman are really a major part of why we got to where Troma is, without a doubt. As well as Charlie Chaplin, Samuel Fuller, John Ford, Woody Allen, Stan Beck. And our fans. Troma is a fan-run, fan-fueled company. Everybody who's ever worked or been in our movies, they're all fans. It's all our employees. I mean, James Gunn was a fan who worked for us, and so many others. Fan-fueled. We've been so lucky.
Great. This next question is for the actors. We'll start with Jacob and move down to Peter here. Question is really about the creative swings in this movie. A lot of big swings here. And as an actor, I would imagine it's a lot of fun to take some fun, safe, creative risks. So the question is, what's a big creative risk you took in this movie that you're most proud of?
I don't know if it was really a creative risk because it kind of just happened. I think we were doing the scene where, well, it was the dance scene, but it was kind of after the dance happened. He does this thing where he smashes watermelons and stuff on the stage. But we have this bat, and I don't know if you remember this, but I'm smashing it, and we must have done this so many times, but I smashed it, and the bat like broke and like completely swung off stage. I was worried I almost hit someone, but I did. But yeah, I just remember it was just it was just such a moment that was just in the flow, and it was just really fun, and yeah, it just I had a great time doing that, and just seeing all like the practical effects and all that was just amazing for me, and just seeing the kind of art behind that. I know this wasn't really like kind of a creative swing, but also just like watching Peter was just incredible in this film, just like just seeing what he did. There's so many scenes where I have to act like I'm unhappy with him because he's my stepdad and I'm kind of grumpy and this and that. But I had to hold it together and just pretend I didn't absolutely love this guy.
Thank you.
Band, it's called Smashing Watermelon.
Yeah.
Taylor, what about you?
Guys, I'm 3 months postpartum. My baby brain is like, I've spit up on me. I'm like, I don't know how to formulate sentences, but let's see, we did this 4 years ago. I got to roll off of a hill with a hard drive that was actually rubber, but like how high up was that mountain in Sofia, Bulgaria? What was that?
700 feet.
700 feet. I rolled down a 700-foot hill. I wheelbarrow down. I think it was also just my idea.
You said 7, not 700.
700?
No, you said 7 foot.
Okay, look. I gave the disclaimer, I can't put sentences together. But being able to, I mean, I got to improv a lot. Got to jump off of shit. I said shit, fuck it. There were a couple times where I'm like, I can do this, because I was a dancer first, and Megan's like, we can't have you break your legs. We're in the middle of COVID, like we need, and I'm like, I can do it. And I got to pretty much do almost all my own stunts, and hit someone in the head with a toilet. I could keep going, this isn't about me. So anyways, Elijah, your turn.
Creative swings. I mean, the moment I got the script, Macon sent it with a conceptual drawing of what Fritz was going to look like, and I was so thrilled. This like greasy, stringy-haired, mostly bald, hunched over with a cane, sickly, and then I read the character and it was unlike anything I'd ever played. So look, the opportunity to transform is really fun. It's so fun to get to like play in that sandbox, and what Macon did with this film was create a really fucking cool sandbox for all of us to mess around and play around in. It was a total blast, and to transform in that way, and the voice was something that was the last part that I hadn't quite figured out. He's very sickly, coughs a lot. He's not well. Yeah, it was born that way, guys. But that was the bit that it was like the last second I was kind of anxious about it, and I think it was during the camera test or something. I sort of tried it out. Like, it's great. I'm like, all right, cool, great, going with that.
Peter,
The greatest risk?
creative risk you're most proud of in the movie.
Okay. Well, I guess I had to relinquish control of about 70% of my performance, and I'm a control freak, especially when it comes to...
Are you?
There is some history there.
Breathe. She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it. I had to... 70% of over 70% of my performance is not me. It's Louisa, our incredible stunt body double, who was in the toxic prosthetic suit in 100-degree weather for 3 months in Bulgaria. And I shot for about 4 weeks at the beginning of the movie. And then Louisa took over. And she did everything that you see as the toxic creature. And for me, that was a real exercise in trust, in relinquishing something that was really important to me. But we knew going in that was the deal, part of the agreement. And it turned out to be the best decision this movie, everybody made, because you put me in that in 100-degree weather, and you're going to hear the inner diva in me complaining. No, so that was, and it was sort of perfect, because then we laid down my voice on top of it in post, and Louisa and I rehearsed. She studied all of my movements like a hawk, and does a better me than I do of me. So that was sort of a leap of faith and trust that I had to overcome, which turned out to be absolutely exhilarating for me.